Hello all, my name is Krish Naik and welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, today in this particular video, we are going to discuss about this amazing tool which is called as Amazon Q CLI. I've been using this tool recently a lot for my development purpose, and this entire video has been sponsored by Amazon itself. I'll be talking about various important features that this specific tool provides. And as we go ahead in this particular video, we will also be seeing some amazing demo wherein we will be developing an end-to-end applications. And most of the task with the help of Amazon QCLI, we'll try to see how we can use its agentic capabilities to perform our development things, right? So let me go ahead and talk about some of the important features out here. So first and the most important feature is auto completion. So here it provides IDE-style completion to hundreds of popular CLIs like Git, NPM, Docker, and AWS. So here you will be able to see from the screen itself, right? Some of the example you can see that, hey, generate a commit message, right? And automatically this Amazon QCLI will be able to perform it. If you are saying, hey, go ahead and build me a to-do app, it will be able to create a repo, install the npm, write codes, and do multiple things, right? Even if it says if you have any kind of task that is related to AWS cloud services, here you can see q translate list my s3 bucket, right? So it is just trying to say that, hey, probably go ahead and list all the s3 buckets, and automatically it is executing that particular command, right? If you see, the second most important feature is something called as natural language chat. It interacts with your terminal using natural language to ask question, debug issues, or explore the code base. Right? This also it can actually do. Trust me, right? This is a very important functionality altogether. And just with the help of natural language chat, you're able to do this. Coming to the third important feature, that is contextual awareness. It integrates context from your local development environment. So answers are tailored to your specific code and setup. Right? This is also a very important feature altogether. Coming to the fourth important feature, that is nothing but let Amazon Q takes action, generate code, edit files, automate Git for workflow, resolve merge conflicts, and more with your permission. So here it also probably considers human feedback, and with respect to that, it will be able to do perform all this particular task, right? And trust me, with respect to generating code, with respect to editing files, it is so much accurate, which I'm also going to show you as we go ahead in this particular demo. But we'll go step by step and we'll try to see it. So let's say that you want to probably go ahead and work with this. So it supports Mac OS, Linux, Windows, even remote machines, right? So this specific feature. So what I'm actually going to do, this is my Mac OS machine, and I will be trying to show you how you can go ahead and proceed using this step by step. Other than that, if you have Linux or Windows, you can also go ahead and probably just click this particular link and you can go ahead with the installation. So for Mac OS, it is quite simple. All we have to do is that we have to probably go ahead and download DMG, okay, DMG file. So once you specifically download this, then the downloading installation will happen. You just need to go ahead and install this, like how we specifically install any application in Mac OS. Other than that, if you have an home brew, through this also you can use this command, that is brew install Amazon Q. Okay. If you have Linux, you can probably click on this particular link. If you have Windows, you can just go ahead and use Windows with WSL. Okay, and you can probably go ahead and install this. Once you do this, the next step will be that I will just show you how this entire Amazon QCLI looks like. Okay, so I will just go ahead and hit my terminal, and I can just go ahead and hit on Amazon Q. Other than that, as soon as you do this specific installation of this particular DMG file, then if you just go ahead and open your VS Code, so here in this particular VS Code also automatically in the terminal it gets integrated. Okay, so here is just one kind of application what I've actually developed for MCP server. Okay, recently I've developed this entire tutorial even in my YouTube channel. Here, what we are basically doing is that we have created some kind of MCP server, which provides you some kind of weather information. Okay. And if you remember my previous tutorial, I've already shown you how to develop all these specific things. We have used fast MCP and we have done that. Okay. But here, let's say that I have this particular application. I'll show you that once we do the installation, the integration part, then how from the terminal you can directly chat with the code and do autocomplete or try to find out any suggestion. So for this, I will just go ahead and open my terminal. So for this, I will just go ahead and click on new terminal. As soon as I click on new terminal, here you can see that it is coming in this base environment. Okay. Now here, in order to start chatting with the Amazon Q CLI, all you have to do is just write Q chat in the terminal. Once you write this, here your Amazon Q will basically start, right? So here you can see, hi, I'm as Amazon Q. Ask me anything. Things to try, fix the build failures in this project, list my S3 buckets in US West 2, write unit test cases for my application, help me understand my Git status, each and everything is over here. Okay. And the best part is that it also has a lot of tools like view and manage tools for permissions, issues, profile, context, compact. The best part I've already told in many of my previous videos, where MCP, where agents, where AI agents will be specifically used over here. So here you can see that Amazon now is providing this entire thing in the form of agent itself. You can go ahead and connect to the S3 buckets, whichever AWS account also you are configured with, each and everything. I'll show you one example with respect to that also. And since I told you that I'm already been using this for my entire product building, since all the deployment I specifically do in AWS. Okay. So first of all, what I will do, I will just go ahead and write some kind of prompt. Okay. So I'll say, hey, please analyze my analyze my project analyze my project and suggest me some changes. Okay, so let me just go ahead and hide this. I will not require it. Okay, again I'll go back to my so here it is, and provide me some changes to be done. Okay, so I'm just saying that, hey, just go ahead and analyze my entire project that I've actually built. Now automatically they'll start thinking, and here you can see that it is basically saying that, hey, we are reading from the file system entirely. It has seen this weather project is basically there. Let me examine the key files to understand your project better. So here you can see that it is probably going and reading the requirement.txt, main.py, weather.py, each and everything, right? Now after probably doing all the specific analysis, here you can see that it is providing me all the necessary things, right? So here your readme actions mentions an app.py file, but it does not exist in your project. You need to create this file to implement the Flask web interface described in your, so missing Flask application, it says, and it has provided you the entire Python code over here, right? Isn't it amazing? Yes. So here you can see all the code is there. Along with that, missing templates in static files, it is saying, man, hey, if you're probably going to implement with Flask, you can probably go ahead and do this. And here also it is saying that, hey, inconsistency between main.py and project structure, error handling improvements, testing, documentation, each and everything. Would you like me to implement any of the specific suggestions? So first of all, I'll say, hey, please proceed with the logging and exception handling. Okay, so once I do that, it will start doing this. Okay, so this is the first message that I've actually done it, and here you can probably see that how things are basically happening over here. I'll help you to implement logging and improve exception handling in your weather application. Let's start by adding proper. So this is the code. Here you can see the entire code, logger.py, and it is asking me allow this action using T to trust, always allow this tool for this session, YNT, right? It is saying either you can say only to add this, otherwise completely uh, T basically means trust, always allow. So I will just go ahead and say, hey, T. Okay, and then you will be able to see that one of the file will be get created over here, right? So here you can see I'll run the following shell commands with respect to this makes directory and all. So it is also saying that, and if you just refresh this, so utils folder is basically there, logger.py file is also there, right? Now with respect to this logger.py file, here you can see the entire code is basically written. Isn't it amazing, right? And this is really cool, right? Because I don't have to, because all the time whenever I probably implement any project, I have to probably go ahead and write my logging and exception handling. So it is next asking me, hey, should we allow this? Okay, I'll just say T. Okay, and this particular task is completed. Okay, now, and it'll tell me more things to probably ask, like whether I want to probably go ahead with exception handling, or since logging is already done, I think now exception handling will also get created. So anything you specifically want, just go ahead and chat directly from the terminal. Before, we used to have different extensions, but what I feel is that giving access to the terminal, and from terminal you are able to do this. Not only this, I will be able, once I configure my AWS CLI, right, I can also ask, hey, how many S3 buckets have actually created in my AWS environment? Hey, which is the EC2 instance? What is the billing, invoicing, everything, all the details I can specifically ask. So here you can see this is my next thing, that is weather application exception handling. So this is also done, and now automatically my weather.py file should also get implemented. See, exception.py, validators.py, all these particular files are basically getting created. Isn't it just amazing, right? So you ask them any questions, and by far, when I say that this CLI agent, specifically Amazon Q CLI, it is for the developers, to probably help you to become much more productive with respect to the implementation and all. Okay. Now, similarly, updating weather.py. See, automatically, it also tries to find out all the references, and based on that, it updates your entire weather.py file, and whatever changes you have specifically done with respect to exception handling, each and everything, it is getting updated, right? So already we are doing that. We are creating our MCP tool, but other than that, what are the basic exception that needs to be implemented that is already been done, right? So at the end of the day, here what we are trying to do is that we're trying to interact by using this Amazon QCLI with respect to your repository, with respect to any kind of task that you really want to do, right? A very, very handy tool. I'll tell you one of the very good things that I've actually done, right? Recently, when my team were completely developing this specific product, we were facing some kind of issues, right? And what we did is that we created a script, wherein we like based on the CLI, right? It needs to provide us the recent updates with respect to various resources that has been used, right? And wherever that specific resources were taking a lot of consumptions, we were trying to get some kind of alerts with respect to this, right? And that was the implementation that we had done recently, right? So other than this, you can probably go ahead and ask anything as such. As I said, you bigger companies, how they're going to use AI agents, because they really want to automate that specific part where we don't have to even log into the Amazon, probably go ahead and see the instances, instead get all the information and try to get it over here, right? So just go ahead and try it out. This is really, really amazing. And here you could just see that in front of you, how many lines of code I even did not write. But if you just run this, everything will work perfectly fine. I've also run this instead, with respect to the exception handling that we have done it, right? So it just says that, hey, your app.py file is also updated. So this is my Flask app. See all the code, right? So definitely do check it out. There are a lot of different kind of use cases that you can specifically do over here, and along with that, you will be also able to see that, hey, you can just do, you can have this entire projects also. So autocomplete React app, all this kind of projects have been already developed over here. With VS Code also, you can add it as a plugin from Amazon Q Developer for command line, like how I showed you, right? As soon as you do the installation, right? Below is the high architectural level, how the different components of the app and the IPC, right? So you can probably go ahead and also see that. So yeah, this was it from my side. Again, I'd like to thank Amazon itself for even sponsoring this entire video. And again, it's a meaningful video with respect to the kind of product that they are bringing. Yeah, this was all about Amazon QCLI. I hope you like this particular video. This was it from my side. I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day. Thank you and all. Take care. Bye bye.